Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zaki bin Muhammad Zani, and today our group will explain you about the low cost housing in Malaysia and also the areas that involve in the project in our poster. So the first one is, what is low cost housing? Low cost housing is a scheme that allows citizens in Malaysia to build a house with effective budget. There are many low cost housing in Malaysia, such as Rumah Selangorku, Rumah Idaman Rakyat RIR, Rumah Mesra Rakyat, and others. So based on the low cost housing, we have chose a low cost housing project, that is cadangan membina Rumah Idaman Rakyat RIR di atas lot 2447 Mukim Kesan, daerah Jasim, Melaka as our case study. So based our case study, the project has two packages, which the packages has 2-story semi-detached house, 2-story terrace house, and also rumah kedai satu tingkat. So for the total houses in the project is about 298 houses, and the contract sum for the project is about RM 52,970,355 ringgit and 38 cents. So that is all for me. Now I want to pass to my friend to explain and tell you about the content in our poster. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Azana Biha binti Jumari, and I'm going to present on Area 1. This is the organization chart that contribute during the construction period. On top of the organization chart is managing director, and the managing director is project manager. Under project manager, there are 4 parties, which is engineer, architect coordinator, mechanical and electrical, and quantity surveyor. Next, this is the scope of work on each organization during the construction period. The first one is managing director. Managing director reporting to directors about planning and company operation, including construction management, finance, and general administrative. Second is project manager. Project manager is basically a leader on site. They have a big connection between with client and consultant. They are also responsible to examine the quality of work and safety on site during construction period. Project manager also controlling all work on site to ensure the quality of work done by the labor. They also control work progress of work on site according to time to ensure there are no delay on each process of construction. Next is site engineer. Site engineer is supervise and coordinate work on site and give advice to subcontractor about technical to ensure their quality of work. They also reporting to project manager about work on site and helping project manager in planning and supervise the construction. Under site engineer, there are civil and structural supervisor. They do report to site engineer and supervise work about civil and structure. Number 4, architect coordinator. Under architect coordinator, there are architect supervisor. They are handling and supervising the activities of work and ensure all the quality of work on site. Next is mechanical and electrical. They report to project manager about M&E works and coordinate M&E works to ensure the quality. Under mechanical and electrical, they are M&E coordinator, which is they have to make sure all the work is approved by the authority. And lastly, quantity surveyor. Quantity surveyor contribute in advising and managing costs for construction to fit client budget. They advising on particular element or cost of material and method of construction to ensure all the works are fit to client budget. Quantity survey also advising on potential of site and working out on what client can afford to build, which is called feasibility. They also provide claim for payment according to work progress on site. and manage purchase of material for construction.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad bin Azman, and today I will continue the presentation with Area 2. So here, as you can see, this is our site layout planning for this project. Here we have our plant equipment, which is crane, mortar mixture, besides the new housing building for the construction purpose. We put site office, car park, and canteen at the same place for the new building to avoid harmful accident from happening. So besides that, we have material waste area near to the access road to facilitate disposal work. Last but not least, our storage area and plant storage, we arrange them near to the construction building to facilitate the construction work. Next, I will explain on our method statement for building work related to my project based on project cadangan membina rumah idaman rakyat di atas lot 2447 Mukim Kesang, daerah Jasim. Okay. So this is our method statement for excavation work of unsuitable material and backfill with suitable material. So for the first step, which is prepare the access road. So this method will prepare access road to the working area and plan for the lorry and plant movement. We use lorry back pusher and excavator for this work. Next, for the excavate material, the second step, we excavate the unsuitable material to the required depth as specified by the client representative and dispose at approved disposal area. We're using back pusher and backhoe excavator for this work. So next, for the third step, which is we use transport, spill and spread suitable material in layer. The loose for each layer of fill should be determined from the trial compaction. We use lorry, excavator, bulldozer, and back pusher for this work. So next, we use repeat step 4 until required level is achieved. Carry out the necessary tests as per inspection and test plan. So based on the project, you can choose which one of the test trial you want to use. Compaction trial, degree compaction, field testing, moisture control. Last but not least, we use submit request for the inspection. Submit request for inspection form for joint inspection and joint measurement with client or representative using earthquake inspection checklist. Carry out computation and submit for claim. So lastly, so for this work, you need to plan for safety caution. The plant and machinery will start to get in the site for construction at 6 a.m. and stop the operation at 10 p.m. With this scheduled timing, it can prevent heavy traffic jam for another vehicle. At night, the worker must wear light reflector vest and install spotlight to the area nearby for safety purpose. So during this construction, some substantive steps must be done. As example, providing phone as a sign of construction activity and put them at 10 meters from the construction area so the other vehicle can alert of such activity. So that's all from me. Continue with area 3. Bye.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nurul Anis Afifah and now I will present and explaining about Area 3. The first topic for this Area 3 is scope of work for construction manager. First, the construction manager need to plan and organize the project from start to finish including organizing the work programs, costings and budget. Second, the construction manager need to manage the construction site on day-to-day basis including supervising the labor, monitoring the subcontractor, checking the materials, and do and inspecting works. Third is maintain safety and health. The construction manager should maintain safety and health by doing site inspection to ensure that safety rules are being followed. Lastly, monitoring the cost management. The construction manager should monitor and oversee the buying of necessary materials and equipment to avoid over budget and waste of material. Next topic for Area 3 is skill of construction manager. First is leadership. The construction manager must have strong leadership skill to set the vision and lead the team effectively to achieve the goal of the project. After that, the construction manager should possess an excellent communication skills to communicate clearly and create stronger relationship between managers and workers. Communicate frequently with the workers will make sure that everyone is in the same page and working toward the same goals in the project. Next, the skills that construction manager should have is risk management. The construction manager must be able to deal with unexpected problems and risks that may be happen during the project. The construction manager must also understand and know the risks at each stage of construction. Lastly, the construction manager must be able to control the cost by delivering the project within the cost constraint and managing the project finances intelligently. Next, I will be explaining about motivation theory to motivate management team. We propose Herzberg's two-factor theory as motivation theory to motivate the management team. Herzberg's two-factor theory is factors that happen in workplace that will cause satisfaction and separate with dissatisfaction. It consists two factors, which is motivating factor and hygiene factor. The presence of motivating factor will cause the employee to work harder and will increase the quality of work's performance. However, the absence of hygiene factors will make the produce bad work performance and work less hard. This type of factors not present in the real job itself but surround the job. This motivation theory will make the worker be more motivating to work harder and lead to satisfaction. It will increase their work performance and achieve better outcome. Moving to the next slide is how to apply Herzberg's two-factor theory in this project. First, the construction manager should remove the hygiene factors first to avoid demotivating factors influence the worker at the site construction. Next, the construction manager should be good example to the employee to ensure that they feel motivated and produce the better output of their works. Lastly, the construction manager need to know every employee opinion about the working environment, whether it gives satisfaction to them or not. The last topic for Area 3 is challenge of managing project and the appropriate action taken by construction manager during the COVID-19 pandemic. First is lack of labor. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, they have limitation in hiring a labor because of social distancing is required when at the construction site. The construction manager need to plan and organizing the schedule of works properly for every labor. Second is operating hour. As we all know, the government already standardized the operating hour for all work sector industry. The construction manager need to take action by manage and organize back all work program that follow the new operating hour. Next is lack of supplier. The resources of supplier will be decreased because of some supplier take an initiative to close their premises in order to reduce risk of COVID-19 infection. The construction manager must search all the supplier available that suitable and relevant with the project cost. Lastly is the higher risk of infection COVID-19 disease. As we all know, the COVID-19 is easily spread to everyone and it is really dangerous. All the labor only can access the site if they are done the swab test and the result is negative. To reduce the risk and avoid create the new cluster of COVID-19, the construction manager need to practice their workers to follow the standard operating procedure, which is SOP set by government, and keep social distancing. The workers and site construction also need to be sanitized frequently. Now, I will pass the slide to Amira to present the area 4.
Rahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Anis, for your presentation. And my name is Nur Amira binti Cik Yah. Here, I'm going to proceed with the next slide, which is Area 4. In Area 4, we consist about project control and application of project software. In project control, we have three types, which is feed-forward control, concurrent control, and feedback control. Before that, let me explain what is actually project control. Project control are used in all industry across the world. The function is to make sure that the critical parts can be overcome and a successful project will be achieved. Project control consists about data gathering, data management, and also an analytic process that used to predict, understand, and it also influence the time together with the cost project or the program. In easy word, it consists all things related to the life cycle of the project. So let's proceed with first one is feed-forward control. Feed-forward control can be defined as a system or something that are managing the project. Usually the project manager do before the project or the program started. It is to prevent problem for occur in the future. So by monitoring the worker performance, it can help to identify if there anything suspicious thing happen. During this time, the manager can carefully plan and analyze the whole plan of the program or the activity. Second is concurrent control. Concurrent control, this process involves the monitoring and adjusting regarding the ongoing activities or the project. During this control, they can make any changes or adjusting. It also known as the time real control and the steering control. The site manager must make sure that there will be no activity that left behind and all the activity will progress as planned. Lastly is feedback control. Control is about gathering past data information from the activity or the progress. The function of this control is to improve and preventing the same thing from happening again in the other project in the future. It is also being called as the post-action because it is a process where the manager cannot do anything as the project has already been complete. Okay, next I will proceed with software. The software we choose is Microsoft Project. This software is commonly used in project management as tool to help in managing the schedule and time along the construction process. The application is the easiest software to use compared with the other software that being used out there. There are few advantages that have been found by using the Microsoft software. First of all, it is easy to use compared to the other software out there. For the first time user, they might need some time to adapt to the software, but for those who have already used in using software will easily adapt to it. Second, project resources can be managed even if it offline. The software can be used even though it is not connected to the internet, which it will make it much better as the work can be done anywhere even though the places doesn't have high coverage for internet. Third, it is also able to create the project schedule or plan. Microsoft software are able to create schedule or plan for the project. As we know, humans are tend to forget things, so by having schedule, we can avoid leaving any work behind and the work will be much organized. And also, we can detect any problem during the process. Fourth, complete with basic that needed. The software have all the basic that needed for in making the schedule. So software can be used for any type of simple project. 5. It can also manage multiple projects. The software can use for managing many work at once, and this will help in simplify the work overload. And also, it takes time much shorter. Lastly, is project timeline view. By using this software, we are able to view the overall project timeline from the beginning to the end. This will be much help in detect if the work for the worker are too overloaded or if there are any work that are taken too much time. So that's all from me. To proceed with the next slide, I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
So, thank you to all my friend about explaining and telling about the content and the areas in the poster. So, the conclusion is, based on the poster, is that every area of the poster plays an important role in every project so that the process of the project can be done smoothly and according to plan. And also the time given to complete the project by following each the steps accordingly area by area. So that is fun for us. Thank you and stay safe and stay at home.